So today we're going to be doing the November 2019 question 2, which is a CAM. It's a past paper, obviously. Anyway, so they tell us what they've given, which is basically just position S on the drawing sheet, and then our follower and camshaft detail. They give us the specifications, and they basically tell us that the minimum distance from the follower to the camshaft is 17 millimeters. So this distance here is 17 millimeters, and they tell us that the rotation is anti-clockwise, therefore it will be clockwise. They tell us the motion, which tells us it descends 56 millimeters with uniform acceleration and retardation over the first 180. It rises to 20 millimeter with uniform motion over the next 45. There is a dwell period for the next 45 degrees, and then it returns to its original position with simple harmonic motion over the rest of the rotation. Then they tell us draw a scale to 1 to 1. Then they say draw to a rotational scale of 30 is equals to 8 millimeters. So this is for the graph. Then they also tell us that the displacement scale is 1 to 1. They tell us to label the displacement graph and include the scale. Project and draw the cam profile from the displacement graph. Show the direction of the rotation on the cam profile. And show all construction and projection. So I went ahead and drew the detail so far. Then I just took my compass and I drew a large circle. So I put my compass here, measured this to this end point here, drew a large circle, sectioned the circle, and then labeled it in a clockwise motion or way. Now we're going to do the graph. And okay, so I only did this to save time, but we're going to draw the graph. Because we know that it says here 56 millimeters with uniform acceleration, we're just going to measure 56, which is over here. And we're going to draw a line there. I'm going to draw a line just slightly over the circle that we've made. And I'm going to draw a vertical line down like this over here. But then they also tell us that 30 degrees is equals to 8 millimeters. So what you're going to do is so this would be a 0 degrees, obviously. Then you would measure 8, it will be a 30, and so on until we get to the end of the graph. So I'm going to do that. Okay, like this over here. Now, because we're doing uniform acceleration up till 180, if you count, it will be 6 parts basically. So you're going to have to section this into you're going to have to divide 56 by 6, which will give you 9,3. Basically, what you're going to do is you're just going to section this line into 6 bits, and you're going to take the line right over to the 180 line. So if you have a look, it should look like this over here. Then what we're going to do is, firstly, you're going to find your middle point, which is your 90, because there will be 3 spaces on the side, 3 on the side, and the same with your vertical line. Then what you're going to do is from this point, you're going to make a line to your 150 line. You're going to make a line to your 120 line, and you're going to just put a line right through here till the end of 180 over there. And I'm going to do that so long. Okay, so basically like this over here. Previously I did a mistake, so that's why everything's already drawn up. But yeah, so anyways, just ignore this mess up of a line here. Then we're going to take our set square. We're going to make a line to the 60 line and the 30 line. And it should basically look like this over here. Then obviously what you're going to do is you've got your 180 line. Your 150 line will obviously be here. So I think mine's a bit backwards. You're just going to have to bear with me. But your 150 points will be the next point on this line. Then you'll have your 120 points, which will be over here. Then you'll obviously have your 90. And then you'll have your point on this line over here. Your point on this line over here. And then to the end point like that. And you're just going to connect these. And mine's not going to be as neat. So you're just going to have to like as you can see, it's so skew. But it doesn't matter because we're going to use these points. So it's not the end of the world if that does not work out. Then what we're going to do, well, make sure it works out in your exam, obviously. But for now, for me just showing what we're going to do, it doesn't really matter. Then they say here for the next, the next 45 degrees, it rises with 20 millimeters uniform motion. So that means that in the middle of this line here, which will be 45 degrees, it will go up 20 millimeters and then it will dwell for 45 millimeters. So we're going to draw that quickly. Okay, so you're going to have this middle line over here. Then you're going to obviously measure 20 millimeters up, make a point, and then you're going to make a line going from this point to that point. Okay, they then tell you it's going to dwell for the next 45 millimeters or degrees. So that means this is going to be at like a standstill. And then it says it returns to its original position with simple harmonic motion over the rest of the rotation. So for this last little bit here, it's just going to be your simple harmonic motion. So you're going to take your compass and you're going to just draw a semicircle on the side of your graph over here. Okay, and then we're going to, I've already sectioned the circle. This section or this point over here will be your 270 point, because obviously it ends at 360, which means that this point here will be your 300 points and this will be your 330 points. And basically all that you're going to do is you're going to take your... Okay, I apologize, I was wrong once again. So basically what it is because this over here isn't like a full graph, it's not here at the bottom, we have to do the little section that's left. So your labeling will actually go 270, 300, 330, 360, because it's going to go up, not down, like the way I labeled it, and put it on the whole thing. So basically all you're going to do now is you're going to take like your 330, and you know it's going to be over here. You're going to take, oh well, that's your 300, my bad, as well, your 330, and then you'll have your 360 over there, and you'll just connect these points to complete your graph. So I apologize once again for making that mistake. But yeah. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this point across, and basically you're going to do that for all your points. So we know that this is the 30 points on your 30 line of the graph, and this will obviously be your 60 points. So all you're going to do is you're going to take these points and you're going to take your compass, and okay, let me just... Okay, so you're going to take your point, you're going to put it on the 30 line because you know that's the 30 point, and you're going to do the same. So you're going to take like the point of the 60, the point of the 90, the 120, all across, and you're going to put them on their proper lines. But also because with our 45 degree here, between 210 and 240, you're going to draw a 45 degree line over here to get your 225 degrees, and you're going to use this point over here on this line over here. So what I'll do is I'll do all of these points until we get to our 180, and then I'm going to show you what we do over here. Okay, so I got all of our points right up until 180, but basically what I mean now is it doesn't want to focus. Okay, so we're going to take, for instance, like the point lying on 210 across. Then we're going to take the point lying on 225, which is the same point lying on 240 and 270 across. And we're going to basically plot those points on the same, these lines over here. So it's basically the same as this, except you have to have this point over here because that's where the dwell starts. And then the same with the simple harmonic, you're going to finish off the way you did all of these other points, just bring it across and then put it on your lines over here. Okay, once you have all your points, all you're going to do is from this, you're going to start connecting all your points. So I'm going to do that quickly. Okay, and when you're done, it should look something like this. Once again, mine's not perfect, but it doesn't really matter as long as you've got the concept. You shouldn't forget to label your graph. I'm not going to do it, but yeah, that's basically how you draw this cam.